will be very much about the flushing of the toilet, not necessarily the using of the toilet. People coming on a boat for the first time often worry about how the toilet's going to work because we can't be plumbed in to main sewage. On a boat, we refer to the toilet as the head. This is the manual pump, and will pump the toilet out, and it will then pump fresh water in. The lever being on the right-hand side will drain the toilet.
Pumping. Pumping.
After draining the pan, flick over to the left-hand side.
Wait.
It was disgusting. It was, I was eating. I didn't appreciate it. But I do respect a strong opening. And that is certainly what I got. I really liked the time sequencing of this. I like how you see him in the present moment, then it kind of goes back scene by scene. What happened before? What happened later? He is kind of the worst. Not saying that he deserved all the things that happened to him, but I liked seeing his flaws and how his flaws resulted in his current situation. This was really, really funny. I got a lot of laugh out loud.
I thought that they did so well with this storyline. I wasn't lost at all during any part of it. I really, really enjoyed it. For me, it was like working backwards of like, this is where he's at now, and don't get me wrong, that's a really, really terrible day to be having already with his opening scene, but then to learn that it's like thing after thing after thing that get piled on and piled on and piled on, and then to know that it all comes to like a point and it all comes to a head with him on the boat, like, is just, I thought it was so well done. So for me personally, I really, really enjoyed it. It definitely was a win as far as nonlinear storytelling goes. I haven't seen one done that well in quite some time, so I was pretty impressed. I also thought that all of the dialogue felt pretty like natural or pretty realistic for the kind of setting in the story and where each of the characters were or would have been like emotionally, so I thought that was also done pretty well.
Such a funny story. Like, being able to follow this man's journey, when it first starts, you feel super bad for him because of the whole thing with the toilet. And then as the story progresses, it's you kind of start to feel like in between, because this guy is kind of a jerk, but then a lot of bad things are happening to him, so you like have this like dual complex with this character, which is so good to have with any character, because that makes your audience 10 times more engaged and interested in the story. Just seeing like his relationship with his wife, his daughter, his mother, his co-workers, how he is at work. You have a very interesting relationship with this character, who is definitely a strong enough character to literally hold you through the entire story and keep you interested the entire time.
It was 7 minutes of hijinks. And I guess karma came back around to Doug, because he peed on his ex's toothbrush. And in his new beginning on his boat, he also was dealing with a fair amount of crap there too. So the relationship that he has with his mom is hilarious. She won't let him stay. He's too big on the teat, she says. Doug is basically a train wreck from start to finish. But despite being neck deep in muck, Michael, his actor, actually really made me enjoy the character. His likability was 10 for 10. He was kind of sleazy, but in like a swaggy way, if that makes sense. The bonus footage after, before the end credits, was an extra treat, I guess, and really finished up the character's narrative for me.
A comedy with a unsavory protagonist kind of getting his comeuppance from the people in his life whose he's wronged or mistreated in one way or another. And you're able to sympathize with him somewhat, at the very least, because we see he's trying to be a good father. He wants to work out his relationship with his wife, with his mother, etc. But he's just not capable of examining these relationships and situations in such a way that will allow him to be critical of his own behavior and how it may be contributing to these less than desired results in his life. It opens with a classic kind of poop joke gag and has a lot of kind of raunchy humor throughout that allows it to retain a consistent tone as far as comedy throughout. So it is a rather funny and dirty-esque short film.
Really enjoyed this one. It's thoroughly funny, absolutely brilliantly written. It kind of reminds me of the early Knots era Judd Apatow films. Just sort of a really broad comedy, but it's got a bit of everything. There's definitely some physical humor. There's some stoner laughs. It's got something for everyone, I think, and it's definitely worth checking out for that reason alone. But aside from that, the direction is really strong. The editing, the performances, the comedic timing, I thought was all spot on. So it really all comes together and makes something absolutely worth checking out.
It was an interesting story and great use of sound and lighting, and was really well done. The actors really committed to their roles and did a strong job in portraying the characters that they were chosen to. Camera work was strong and really nicely done, and overall just a well done piece of art.
I really like this one. I thought it was really funny. The energy behind the editing and the performances and the directing, I feel like, is what ties it all together. It's super strong. It keeps the pace up through everything, and I feel like that kind of informs not only the sense of humor of the entire thing, but just like at a base level, the like overall it helps you submerge yourself in the mindset of the actor, where it's kind of or the protagonist, where it's kind of overwhelming. I like that they went there with having him actually like take his dick out and pee on the thing. That's pretty wild. You don't get to see, and yeah, I feel like it was shot really well, really solid performances, and I would definitely be down to see more from this like kind of team of creatives. This was really, really solid.